Yo, what's up, people? My name is Cordell Ferguson, aka Cordy Ferg, and I'm here welcoming you for another edition of Beyond Ordinary Lifestyle. Yes, Beyond Ordinary Lifestyle, where the ordinary is upside down because we are not trying to experience a normal lifestyle. So today, what we're going to talk about is 5 things we need to watch out for that have a beyond ordinary relationship. That's right, a beyond ordinary relationship. So let's start with number 1. Number 1, the things that you got to watch out for is the perception of income. Now, we are in a day and age where women make a lot more money than they used to. And in a lot of cases, they make a lot more money than men. So what's happening in these relationships is that the perception now of the breadwinner has changed to where how we perceive it is becoming complicated in how we communicate. So what do I mean? How do women view income versus men? So let's say, for example, a woman makes like $100,000, right? Usually when a woman makes $100,000, the first thing she's saying is, well, I need a man that makes $100,000 or more, right? So whereas a man don't say that. When a man makes $100,000, for example, all he thinking about is somebody he can get along with, somebody that's just going to bring peace to his life and add emotionally and character and all these other things. He ain't focused on the income as much. So that's like some of the things that I think you got to watch out for in today's society and ability to be in a relationship. You can't have one person feeling like my money is my money and the other person is feeling like our money, my money is our money. You get what I'm saying? Somewhere along the way, that's just coming off as selfish. So either we both need to look at it like it's our money is your money, and my money is my money, in which case, why even be together? Or our money pooled together will give us a better opportunity to do something extraordinary with our lives. Get what I'm saying? That's kind of like where we need to go with it. I can't make you, you're the one that's earning the income, but I'm just saying, generally speaking, the difference between men and women when it comes to the perception of money is that you can't say in this new age, you can't beat your chest in this new age talking about how much you're making and what a man needs to bring to the table, but you only want him to bring it to the table so that you can keep yours. It's just not going to work in this day and age. Say what you want, but it's just not going to work. So the perception of income is a very big deal today, and that's something that we need to work on so that you don't lord over somebody how much you're making, because it really doesn't make you a better person. You might buy a couple of better things, but it really doesn't make you a better person. So number 1, the perception of income is something that we need to work on. Number 2, and this is like very important. This could have been number 1, to be honest with you. Like yourself first. Like yourself first. Now, that might just seem like some crazy thing to say. You might say, well, isn't that just obvious thing to do? Well, let me tell you something, not necessarily. Because there's a lot of people walking this earth that don't like themselves. And that's why we call them toxic people. We call them narcissists. You get what I'm saying? These are people who don't like themselves. Because they don't bring peace to your life, they bring stress. They bring toxicity to your life. All of a sudden, everything is upside down in your life. So you got to like yourself first. And once you like yourself, then you know who to stay away from. All right? And I'm telling you, this is a very big deal because sometimes, especially when you're a good person, you'll look at somebody and you'll think to yourself, you know what? Maybe if I could just show this person love and show this person concern and show this person I care, they'll change. Yeah, no. You go ahead. But all you're going to have is a miserable story to tell at the end of the day. All you're going to be is upset that you're the type of person who's so willing to give and they weren't. But that's why you got to use emotional intelligence. That's what's really going on. You need to learn emotional intelligence. So number 2 is you got to like yourself first. And I'm telling you, this is such a big deal. Like, let's say, for example, with me, right? When a man don't like himself, you could tell. You could tell because of how he talks. He'll be gossiping and talking about everybody. Like, usually men who don't like themselves, they the ones that couldn't get girls in school, right? Or didn't get the one in the caliber they wanted, right? So they were like jealous and envious, and you know what I mean? Like these are the type of men that don't like themselves. And then what happens is they grow up, they may get a job, and they may become like your co-worker, and they the one running around snitching on everybody, always in the boss's face, telling the boss what everybody else is not doing. Meanwhile, they the main ones not doing anything in the course of an 8-hour day. But they the ones in front of the boss's face, such and such is doing that. Such and such is over there. Such and such took 20 extra minutes on their break. Blah, 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 blah. That's who. And now, some of these people is dangerous, and you could identify them because they might wind up being your boss or your supervisor. Now, they really suck. You ever had those men that their bosses or supervisors that are miserable for no reason? Like, they do dumb crap. They give dumb orders. It's because they don't like themselves. And so, if they don't like themselves, they trying to make your life miserable. That's just how they do. And so for 7.5 to 8 hours out of the day, guess what they gonna do? Dumb shit for no reason. Just because they don't like themselves, just to make your life miserable. And the more liked you are, the more liked you are, the more jealous they are of you. I feel sorry for you. That's just how it is. So you gotta watch out for these people. These are the people that in relationships, they just like two females or some shit like that. Telling their girl just like everybody. But like everybody might come home complaining about a day or something. But these people will blow by blow know everybody's business. Watch out for men like that, you know? And women, you got to watch out for them narcissists too. They narcissists and haters as well. You got a woman who don't like herself, you talking about a toxic woman. You ever deal with toxic women? They don't like themselves. That's why they toxic. Because ultimately, who would pit drama over peace? You know, we can have fun, but you want to have an argument. We can have great sex, but you want to argue first. Like, okay, toxicity might have been funny and cute in the 20s, but once you hit 30, 40, 50, it ain't cute no more. So if you don't know how to better communicate, then you 9 times out of 10 are a person who don't like themselves and really cannot be in a relationship with anybody. So you gotta watch out for these people. I'm telling you, and these women that are like really toxic like that, yo, listen, don't think that you can save them. Don't throw on the cap thinking that you can save them. Because I'm telling you, you can't. Because I'm telling you, they got to find that inner peace within themselves first. So if you want to have a beyond ordinary relationship, you better stay away from them chicks, all right? So I'll give you an example. A toxic chick is like the type that'll drive you to the edge. I call them monikers. They drive you to the edge. And then once you get to the edge, they're like, always want to talk, right? You know how like you done, you over. You don't want to answer no text messages. You don't want to answer no calls. You don't want to see them. You got better things to do with your life, right? But yet every time you get to that point, now they be at your door. They're calling you 50 times a day. They sending 1,000 text messages, right? Why? Because that's that Monica crap. You know what I mean? That's that like, they know you done, right? So now they want to sit in the restaurant. Please, come on, let's do it face-to-face. Let's sit in the restaurant, or let's sit in the hallway, or let's sit in the park. But wherever it's going to be face-to-face. You know what they're going to do? They're going to be like, I never meant to cause you no pain. I just want to go back to being the same. Well, I only want to make things right before you walk out my life. wait, I know. But yo, I'll just let you know. That's what type of women these are. And they start singing that tune for you. I'm telling you, whatever they gonna tell you face to face, I'm telling you, whatever they're going to tell you face to face, that's how it's going to sound to you. Listen, this is how bad these women are, right? You could you could take this woman to the roof. You could be up there talking about bring 2 chairs and some wine, and you be like, listen, babe, I just brought you up here to see the sun go down. We want to see a sunset. This is special moments. I just want to spend some time with you and shit. They'd be like, oh, okay, that's cute. Then you sit there watching it, and you know what they'll just say out of the blue? Did you do the 3 things that I told you to do in the time frame, in the order that I told you to do it in the time frame that I told you to do it in? Huh? Did you do the 3 things that I told you to do in the order that I told you to do it in the time frame that I told you to do it? Well, babe, you know, I did 1 or 2 of the things, but something happened on the 3rd one. You didn't do it? I told you it had to be done. I told you it had to be done. You know what she'll do? Ruin a perfectly good sunset by pushing you off the roof. Yeah, I said it. They'll push you off the roof. And then you be laid there, or ambulance came, take you to the hospital. You somehow survive, but you all wrapped up. And they come in the room, and they sit right next to your bed, and they look at you, and you know what they say? I never meant to cause you no pain. I just want to go back to being the same. Yo, and you know what else? You got to watch out for the lip, too. Because they'll look at you with that lip, right? And then they get the eyes, and they look at you, and they're like, I never meant to cause you no pain. I'm telling you, don't fall for it. I'm telling you. Those are the type of people you got to watch out for. Now, number 3, this is kind of, I don't mean to hurt nobody's feelings, but I think it is a wake-up call. You got to be interested. A lot of times, well, I notice a lot of times, I'll be honest with you, a lot of times people wonder why people cheat. Why people are seeing other people, and there's a lot of different reasons. But you know what the main reasons is? Because you're boring. That's why. Because you're boring. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. There's sometimes in life, you meet people, they good people, they might look good or whatever, they might dress well, they might have a couple of dollars. But they boring. Being around them brings no excitement. Your life is just routine. Routine sex at the routine hour, in the routine room, in the routine days of the week. That's just how it is. You watch the same shows. You don't do anything different with your life. There's a lot of people like that, but they good people. And it's no offense, but who wants to be with somebody over a long period of time who's boring? I mean, there's just no way around it. So the reality of it is you kind of got to learn new things in life. You got to be adventurous. You know, maybe you're the type that don't like sports, but he likes sports. Well, watch Sports Center or something like that. Get the edited version of sports so that you can at least hold a conversation. Because, you know, a lot of times, a person goes out, right? And the reason they going out is because the person at home ain't into it. So they want to be around. They want to watch the sporting event with people who's into it. So be willing to learn and watch how they stick around and be willing to teach you. Other cases might be, chick might like the Food Network channel, or somebody might like the Food Network channel. Well, guess what? Oh, I don't like cooking. I don't cook. Well, guess what? Learn to cook. Watch it with them. Grow. You might learn something new. Some of them shows is kind of interesting, to be honest with you. I know I became a better cook watching it. I mean, I didn't really like it at first either, but hey, I did what I had to do. And you know what? I learned something. So be willing to learn something. Stop being boring, because you cannot be boring and complain that your spouse want to be somewhere else with other people doing other things. I'm just telling you, it just doesn't work, all right? Number 4, respect each other's points of view. That's very big. Men and women have different point of views, especially in all facets: life, money, sex, kids. You have to be the type of people that could sit down and be able to communicate your points of views and not argue to the point of who's right versus who's wrong, but more so to have an understanding of where each other is coming from so that we can work on something to take one step closer to unify each other in these different areas. When it comes to kids, we don't raise kids the same way. We're not even supposed to. Men or women are like salt and pepper. You ever put salt and pepper on food? If you're missing one, right? Let's say you got a meat or whatever the case may be, and you need both. You use the salt and pepper, and you don't have the pepper. You can't put more salt on it to compensate for the pepper that you don't have. So it's the same with men and women. Children need both of us. So in the ideology of what we believe about kids, understand that we both bringing something to the table that was not meant to be the same thing, but it was supposed to be two different things to give them two different perspectives so that then they can merge the perspective and become the human being or the adults that they're going to later on be. Both perspectives will help them in life. So we have to start respecting each other's views. Same with sex, same with money, same with life. How do we like sex? Some people might be more adventurous than others. But you're going to tell them, well, that's just not how I am. I mean, okay. But if this is the person you're going to be with, I'm not telling you, you got to stand in the middle of the street having sex naked at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. But if it's midnight and it ain't that many cars out, no way. No, I just mean that we got to be willing to listen to each other's views and do something and be willing to do something different. Same with life, same with money. Some of our views when it comes to money, some people are a little bit more conservative with their money. Some people are a little bit more adventurous. Let's be able to talk about it because sometimes we may need to be a little bit more conservative and wise with our money. Sometimes we need to be a little bit more adventurous and daring with our money. And what we need to do is to be able to talk about it to where we can come together and then move with a strategic peace of mind, but a plan to move forward so that we can get a return on our investment. Isn't that what the goal is? Aren't we merging together to have a better peace of mind, more money, so that we could do greater things with our lives? So come on. Same with life. What's our overall viewpoint of life? A lot of people differ with their viewpoint of God, schooling, careers. These are things we need to talk about, not to be right, but to have a better understanding. It's so important to have this better understanding. And I'm telling you, if you're with somebody who's able to listen and to comprehend where you may have come from, to understand why you think the way you do, and vice versa, y'all will get a beyond ordinary lifestyle. I'm telling you. And the last thing that I want to talk about is, and I feel this is very important. It's a point that I'm making that maybe even a lot of men don't want to make because of how we are viewed in society, especially black men. But women, I want you to understand this. And this is probably one of the most important points if you want to really have a beyond ordinary relationship. Understand that men get vulnerable too. Okay? Understand that. You don't have exclusive rights on vulnerability. It's like y'all get to be vulnerable. Y'all get to call your girlfriends, girls night out, boo-hoo, cry, read a book, watch Oprah, read this magazine, do whatever y'all want. Y'all got 50,000 things in this world that supports y'all being vulnerable. But the men don't. Because if we feel vulnerable, that's seen as bitch assness. That's seen as weakness. It really is. And so then all of a sudden, a lot of women start losing respect. Oh, he over there, he feeling sorry for himself. Well, maybe he needs you to be his cheerleader, huh? Maybe the same way he was listening to you and empathizing with you when you was going through whatever, when you had your doubts and you had your fears, maybe he needs that right now. And nobody going to say it. No man going to really, I need a cheerleader. No, they want you to be the cheerleader. But if you can't be, I'm telling you, they will find somebody else who will do it. Because guess what? It ain't easy in this world. And don't give me the crap about, oh, we know it ain't easy. No. We ain't, listen, I'm not trying to get in who got a worse kind of battle, that type of thing. I'm not trying to do that. What I'm saying is, going to school and getting a job has its challenges. But, for example, being an entrepreneur has a whole nother set of challenges. All right? That comes with a, up and down mentality, so to speak, because you're learning to deal with rejection most of the time. You're learning to deal with failure most of the time. That's what being a successful entrepreneur is. Everybody who got their big break had to deal with failure first. And so the average ordinary man, the middle class man, he wants the same shot. See, in the middle class man's mind, it ain't nothing stopping him from being beyond ordinary and having a beyond ordinary lifestyle. But sometimes what we recognize is you have to have that team. So either you're going to be by yourself until you make it, or you got to have a supporting cast around you. And if you got a cast around you that ain't supportive, man, 9 times out of 10, that man will be a failure. See, he's not a failure because he's go for something that doesn't work out. But he a failure when he comes home to a household that looks at him and criticizes and demeans him for not doing what you did. Everybody's path ain't the same. And it's hard. It's hard to be, especially as a black man, where, people shooting at you. The whole life ain't fair. You get a record. Now all of a sudden getting a job is hard. You don't even believe in the school system. Yeah, I know that ain't politically correct to say, but the truth of the matter is a lot of black men don't believe in the school system. We believe in education. We believe in education. We just don't believe in the school system. And so what happens a lot of time is we're looking for that alternative path. A lot of y'all go to church and it cracks me up with people and I, whatever the case may be, but it's like how you read the Bible, which is a book with a bunch of stories of people who walked off the beaten path. And y'all praise them all day long. And then in real life, when somebody do it, it's like, oh, but what are they doing? I don't understand why they don't just get a job. I don't understand why they don't just do this. But you read a book telling you about people who did extraordinary things every day. Go figure. So, I'm just telling you, listen, I ain't better than nobody. I'm in middle income America, striving to have a beyond ordinary lifestyle. I changed my life because I changed my mind about my life. I done been married, got divorced, lived a life, had to start all over. But none of that made me bitter. And all of it made me better. You know why? Because when I took all that crap that was on my shoulders, and I went to God, and I gave it to him. You know what he gave me back in return? Emotional intelligence. That's what he gave me. He said, here's a ticket. You can go over there and redeem emotional intelligence. And that's what I did. And when I incorporated that emotional intelligence in my life, I'm not telling you my life became perfect, but I'm telling you that I walk with a different mindset right now. I don't look at challenges as the devil plotting against me. I look at challenges as opportunities for me to become better at my craft and in my character. There's so many things that we could experience in life if we don't always just look for the easy path, look to be victims, look to feel sorry for ourselves, justifying systems that we clearly see is meant to keep us back. So if you want to live a beyond ordinary lifestyle, you better start thinking in a different way. I love y'all, man. Shit is real out here.